60, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. We're standing by. We're going to have our friend Earl STEM Academy math teacher and chess coach, Earl STEM Academy in Inglewood, by the way.
Oh, good.
Joseph Ocol on momentarily after his star turn on Tucker. We want to have him on to make sure he remembers who made him before he became a big star and got on Tucker Carlson's show.
Dan, it's all you.
Yeah, right.
Enough about you. What do you think of you?
So what's the plan for tomorrow with CPS, since you're a CPS mom?
Okay, here's Pedro Martinez. And try to wrap your head around this, okay?
Our approach forward is going to be, starting Friday, I welcome all my staff to come into the buildings.
Okay.
I welcome to come and join us to support our families, to support our children. And we will build plans as we support children and, again, allow schools starting as early as Friday to have children coming in for all services. And we'll continue gradually building up as we continue to have these conversations with CTU.
Okay, so if for some reason the strike of lightning happens and all the teachers return or a majority return to a certain school, then the kids can go back to that school. And then if kids are there and teachers are there, then there can be extracurricular activities too.
Well, so, then how is this actually going to be implemented? Because I understand from somebody who texted us yesterday that, for example, Keller Elementary, which is a magnet school for gifted kids, the majority of teachers voted to stay in the classroom and continue teaching. So why doesn't
they'll be open tomorrow?
Well, so Martinez says. How do we know? How do we know they're going to flip the switches and allow them in?
Well, all I can tell you is what I talked to our principal, and she's like, the teachers that are here will teach, and starting tomorrow, they're welcome to come in, because the teachers know that if they don't show up to work tomorrow, they're not geting paid.
They don't know.
Although
that.
we've
Nobody
heard this
believes
1,000.
Nobody believes that. The only way they're coming back is if there's communication, not just among the teachers, administrative staff, but also with the parents, so they know that it's okay to send the kids to school.
Right.
So to me, it seems like, this is a centralized Politburo like Soviet era system. So I wouldn't, because somebody makes an announcement, that doesn't mean it's going to happen.
No, I know.
And so, if there are parents and teachers, administrators out there, you better be communicating within your little community to make sure it does happen, as long as CPS is saying it can happen.
Well, and each principal is going to be writing an email to parents to let them know what the situation is, how many teachers are there, how many are willing to, and they didn't cross the picket line, this is a work stoppage, whatever, but how many teachers are in school willing to teach. But I wanted you to get inside the head of, here is a CPS teacher, she's also a parent, and this is how she's been brainwashed.
Nobody likes remote learning. I don't like it as a mother. I don't like it as a teacher. But I much prefer it to sick kids, to sick families, to overwhelmed hospitals.
The transmission rate, everyone listen up, between student to teachers at CPS reported so far, possibly 2 to 5 cases total out of 341,000 students. But for some reason, no one's listening to that science or data.
Because they're cultists. And, we've been going through this and trying to explain this for months and months on end. Mm-hmm. You can't deprogram. This is what Dr. Robert Malone was saying to Joe Rogan in his recent interview that people are talking about and that we played clips from the other day. You cannot data and science your way to reason with a cultist. They have to be deprogrammed, or they have to come out of their delusions, I don't know, through some facilitator on their own, and it's going to be one by one. The delusion happens in mass, and the walk back to reason happens individually, which is why it takes so long. So when you hear these people and you're incredulous, I am too, but you have to understand the dynamic. So somebody around her that she trusts, I guess, needs to get to her.
Right.
Or, the leadership, at the leadership level, you need to have people with enough courage to say, this is the right thing to do. I'm going to present the facts, the data, the information, the science. and this is what we're going to do. This is my charge. And if people don't like it, they don't have to participate because it's a free society. We're not running around trying to impose our will. We're not running around trying to punish people who disagree. That's what the COVIDians do. But understand this is the way that we have to go because it's the way that is supported by the evidence and common sense.
And the evidence says
And we just don't
it
have
is
that.
safer. No,
We don't have enough
I
people
know.
doing that.
It is safer for the kids to be in class than in home. Kids, Dr. Wardy pointed out yesterday.
I know.
The,
I've said
the rate
blah,
of
blah, blah,
transmission
blah, blah.
outside.
I know.
the
We
trade-
talked about it
trans-
yesterday.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that she repeated it again, and it can repeat it again until people flip and listen and open up their ears. But there's a higher transmission rate at home, 5 times higher than there is at school. And they've spent $100,000 on HEPA filtration systems. They did everything the union has asked them to do.
It doesn't matter.
And it's still not enough.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It will not matter.
Well, I'm sending
What
my
we
kids to school
say
tomorrow.
does not matter, will not matter. What people like Joseph Ocol do, that's what matters.
Yep.
Joseph Ocol, math teacher, chess coach, Earl STEM Academy, Inglewood on the south side, joins us now. Joe, thanks for being with us again. Appreciate it.
Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Amy, and good morning, everyone. By the way, I'm connected with another school. I transferred last year, and I was with Earl STEM Elementary School for 5 years, but due to the distance problem, when I had to drive around for about an hour going one way.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a bit stressful for me, considering my health condition. So I decided to transfer nearby where I live. So that's where I'm now.
Do you want to tell us?
Ella Young Elementary School.
And where's that? Because people probably want to send their kids there to be taught by you.
Thank you. It's on 1434 North Parkside Avenue in Chicago.
Okay. All right. Glad to have that update. You were on Tucker Carlson show last night talking about your perspective, and and we played it a bit earlier in the show. You just gave such a beautiful statement about being a teacher, what motivates you to continue teaching even as you're battling cancer. And so, I mean, I just think, you're such an inspiration and a shining example of what a teacher is supposed to be and the attitude they're supposed to have. I mean, just for our audience, tell us again why you're motivated to continue to press on within CPS despite your health condition and despite all of the consternation you've had to endure at the hands of the Chicago Teachers Union.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, when I joined CPS, I joined as a teacher, and it was my role to be of relevance to the students. Try to be a teacher, a role model for them, and that's the job of a teacher, to be with the students inside the classroom, inside the school building, and I cannot imagine myself in 2016 as the strike, the union. I cannot imagine myself breaking the promise I had to the students that I would be with them, because we were supposed to practice then. And 3 weeks from then, we won the national championship in chess. So, to me, regardless of my condition, as much as if I can do it, then I'll do it for the kids. It's all for the kids. I just want to be able to be relevant somehow in their lives, and that, I think, is important. And to me, being in the classroom is sort of a nourishment spiritually for me, to be with my students instead of.
So Mr.
being
Ocol,
at
besides you, how many other teachers showed up yesterday, and how many students?
Well, there were no classes yesterday. It was announced, so I was the only teacher of the school yesterday, but the other staff, the custodians, security, the administration people were there. So I took advantage of the time by organizing my classroom. But I've always been ready to teach. I was always uh, ready to be, because the school building was open for everyone to come. And I think that's what's going to happen still today. I'm hoping that this can be resolved soon for the benefit of the kids, because
And
it's the kids who are suffering here. It's not anybody else. The kids, and of course the parents, because parents, there are parents who have jobs to do, and
Mm-hmm.
they're stuck. They're stuck right now for what to do, because their kids should be in the school, and the parents are supposed to be working, earning a living. But now this is a different situation where it's not even clear as to when this can be resolved. But I hope that the union will look at it another way, because it's not fair to do a sweeping demand for everybody to stay home. Because
Right.
even my classroom, I have 82 students so far, total of 82 students. Nobody has COVID. Nobody had COVID. I didn't have COVID, and I don't know of a fellow teacher in that school who has COVID. So I cannot see the point why we should be staying home, or my kids should be deprived of that opportunity for learning when they don't even have COVID. So what's
and
the
this,
point? Besides,
yeah,
there's
and this,
nothing to say that staying home would be more effective. I
Right.
mean, are we saying that the school is not that safe? We have been observing all the safety measures, all the protocols, and even in my classroom, I've been very observant about that. We follow the protocols. So it also depends on the school.
right.
It's
But
it's
I
not.
mean, but here's the bottom line. You're somebody who has cancer, and you're in school. It's sort of, I don't know. It should, it probably
Heroic.
doesn't. Should it's shame all of these other adults that are pretending that schools are such vector for sickness and death when you're there ready to go with obviously a serious underlying condition. But I wanted to also, just since you made this transition from Earlston Academy, I mean, again, what you did there is the stuff of movies. I mean, it's the stuff of, Jaime Escalante. And uh, and you just mentioned the state championship the national championship, excuse me, that your kids won in chess. Do you hear from them? I mean, you were working in Inglewood, which is one of the most violent and difficult neighborhoods in the city, and I just wonder, if you're able to stay in touch with those kids who you did have such an impact on, positive impact on, and know how they're doing in light of everything going on.
Uh, when I transferred, a lot of them, a number of my kids, and even the parents called as to why I transferred. So I tried to explain that it was because of the distance. But I produced champions among um, kids in Inglewood, and I thought maybe in other schools, and I was invited to be at Ella Flagyang Elementary School too, because they never had a chess program. So I thought I can still help in whatever way I could, and I thought that maybe they should also have that opportunity to have a chess program after school, and also the algebra program, because I also teach algebra. I taught algebra at Earl STEM Elementary, so they never had the algebra program for the elementary or middle school in this current school that I have right now. That's Ella Flagyang Elementary. So I thought I can still be of help also certain other schools, and there are kids who also need help. And I thought by with the chess program, the algebra program, I can still be of help whatever way I can.
What's your conversation been with teachers at Ella Flag? They have to know who you are.
Uh, I don't know when I meet with them. I hope this can be resolved soon, but I'm hoping that they keep an open mind, and I hope they understand my point. It's a personal choice on my part, but at the same time, I'm not beholden to the union. When I joined CPS, I joined CPS as a teacher, and that's my role. First and foremost, to be a teacher, not to be a union member. And I was a union member before, and I saw that somehow I think it's better for me to be out of the union because the union right now is more on political maneuvering. I mean, a union has to be apolitical. They should not be, supporting candidates or this and this and this.
Right. Well, they're the third political party in Chicago. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you didn't cave to them. But what is your plan for tomorrow? Because tomorrow parents are sending their kids to school. Are you ready to welcome your kids back to class?
Oh, I'm excited to meet them. I miss them terribly. I miss my fellow teachers. I miss my students. I miss them, and I mean the students have already lost more than a year of learning when they had this remote learning for more than a year, and now here's another set of losses. So, what will come out with our kids? I mean, they keep on being at home. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it doesn't really make sense for a person to be at home and on the conclusion that there will be no COVID or there will be, it's safer. It doesn't make sense. It's all about how you follow the safety protocols. And my classroom, our school has been following my classroom and the school. They have been following the safety protocols. And it's just a matter of how you do things correctly and with safety in your mind.
He is Joseph Ocol, formerly of Earl STEM Elementary School in Inglewood, where he taught math and started a chess club. Now he's at Ella Flag Young School, which is North Austin, Joe?
It's in Parkside, 1434 North Parkside.
Yeah.
It's
right.
it's also a school that it's even a bigger population than Earl STEM. There's a bigger population, but they never had a chess program, so I thought I could make chess also something for them.
It's wonderful what you've done and what you're continuing to do. Good luck at Ella Flag Young and to your kids, and stay well. You're a good dude, and you're an inspiration, I think, to a lot of people in Chicago and now around the country, and that's a good thing.
Good man. Thank you, Amy.
All right.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak in your program.
Yeah, and God bless you, and we hope you beat this cancer. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
You're listening to Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560.